Welcome to Music Plus Gamecast, home of original music and gaming discussion. All right, so this is pretty much not going to be scripted to be truthful. I know it seems like in my other videos they really don't have too much script. It's like a rough little draft that I kind of go and I kind of go off of a little template or what have you. But Game Pass is in the news, and people want answers. People want Sony to get with the program. There are a lot of influencers online that are really, really, really trying their best to push this. On Twitter, you got like, what is it, that dude Benji Sells. You got a lot of people from Reset Era that they're just so hard for this service. And I wanted to kind of explain what the PlayStation has to offer and what their catalyst is. And don't forget that Jim Ryan has stated two things that needs to be taken into consideration. The first thing that he said was, it is too damn expensive for us to put shit day and date. That's not going to happen. I did some calculations, rough calculations, and then there's some things you need to think about before I even go on to the PlayStation Plus and things of that nature. That's my favorite phrase. First and foremost, like, let's say it's $15, right? Let's say 30 million people get this Game Pass, right? 30 million. And the service is $15. That's 450 million, right? There are a lot of things to consider, and that's per month, by the way. And typically AAA games usually cost about 200 to 400 million. And that's within the time span of a couple of years, 2 to 4 years. All right, so we got that. Here's the thing, right? Let me just take a look and see if this is recorded. So here's the thing, and it was recording. I just had to test that out because one time I did this whole thing and I was pissed. I was like, son of a bitch. So anyway, you for 2 to 400 million, right? And I'm not sure if that takes into consideration of advertisements, which can be around 50 to 100 million part of the advertisements. So you got to understand that was last gen. So what I would imagine, it will probably be around like 500 million. I believe Halo Infinite is 500 million. So we understand that. If people are expecting Microsoft to have game after game, month after month within the AAA game, that type of budget, that's not going to happen. Matt Booty already said that they're going to have games in between. That's going to be basically, double A or AAA games are going to be in between AA games. And of course, they're going to use microtransactions because just in general, microtransactions makes a lot of fucking money with this. So the type of games that you're going to be expecting is not the ones that you are going to get with this particular service. So you're going to have to do something to drive it. So anyway, back to the numbers. You have advertisement to worry about because Game Pass, PlayStation Now, and Live are more than just the first party. You have to pay them. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what the rate is. So, and then people are fickle. They unsubscribe, they subscribe, whatever the case is. You have to constantly be on something with what's great, whatever the case is. That's the reason why. And you gotta look at all the other subscription services. None of them are profitable. None of them are profitable. The only one that is probably going to remain or going to get profitable is Disney Plus because they're not sharing it with anyone else. So going back to PlayStation Plus and Now. So the difference between the two, which I think that they should really kind of combine them, but PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus are discounts, or PlayStation Now is basically a streaming service mixed with a rental service. So that's what that is. It's the closest thing to Game Pass. It's the closest thing to Game Pass. Games come on and they come off, within a certain amount of time, and you get access to PS2, PS1, and PS3, and all other shit. PlayStation Plus gives you the stuff that's in the stores, the cloud savings and stuff like that. So I really honestly think that these need to be combined. But that's really it. essentially rental services, which I'll get into when it comes to Game Pass. It's just not day and date. That's really the difference. Going on to Game Pass, right? This is what people are not understanding when it comes to Game Pass. So the first thing that they're not understanding is that this is a full-on GameFly. If you're older, it's a rental service. Obviously, we all know that you don't keep the games, so that automatically is going to kind of cheapen the experience, because it's a cheap cheap thrill. You do it, you're done. You know what I'm saying? This is not meant to kind of keep your shit. It's not meant for that. It's kind of meant to play a little bit. It's really meant for casuals, if you ask me. PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Now and Game Pass. You just play a little bit. You know what I mean? If it comes off of the service, if they, just like Netflix, they have movies and then they'll tell you when it's going to be sunset or removed from the service, and then that's pretty much it. That's it. That is it. So you don't keep the games. The claim to fame for this is Microsoft is promising, which I have to be critical on it. They haven't delivered either. They are promising for their first party day and date. That's what they're promising. Everything that they're going to release is going to be day and date, which is the reason why they bought Bethesda. And I guess I should be giving them a W for this, but the Outriders, or whatever the fuck that game is that everybody's clamoring for, when it came out for the PlayStation 5 and 4 as a demo, or whatever the fuck it came out, when it came out as a demo, no one really liked it like that. There were a lot of people uninstalling the shit. Let's be real. And somehow on the internet, it's supposed to be a W. That's the problem that I have with Game Pass. So that is, some games are going to be day and date for, some publishers. And really, I believe that Square Enix saw this shit and was like, yo, the demo didn't fare that well, and I can't lose money just like we lost money on the Avengers game. So I'm going to get guaranteed money for Microsoft, and, that's going to be it. Now, this is perfect. This is great for small games that are unproven. Perfect for them. But overall, let's just say you got AAA games. It's going to cheapen the experience. It really is. Me being 36 years old, I would treasure buying these games, right? Treasure it. And I will keep them. This is why Nintendo games are really, really successful. People want to play Mario 64 still. People want to play, Mario Sunshine and all of those particular games, and the Zelda games, because they hold that value. They hold the value. It's not a one and done. It's not like you just play it really quickly and call it a day. But that is the difference between Game Pass and PlayStation Now and Plus. It's not day and date. Sony doesn't want to do day and date, which, by the way, they are getting ever so close to doing day and date. So their bigger games are definitely not going to be day and date, but their smaller titles like Fall Guys or any kind of AA games or indie games looks to be day and date, which is a good compromise. It's a good compromise. You use the big titles to draw people in, because Sony just continues to, gravitate, continue to amass, members of PlayStation Plus for their reasons. Another thing I want to kind of touch up on before the video is over is why people are saying that this is a loss for Sony, that they did the Outriders game. They just gave, Sony needs the answer. They need the answer. No, they don't. Sony's already proven, and they already did things. They just released Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation Plus. I wasn't going to buy that game, but I have no choice at this point in time but to try it. I have no choice. And I can't guarantee the second half is going to be on there, but this is definitely going to bait people into it. See, what Sony's trying to do is make sure that they cultivate the gaming industry and, and not just make a subscription, which is my problem. And let's not forget, Microsoft has a crazy tendency to destroy things. Zoom, they were doing great with the Xbox 360. They destroyed that shit. Rare was destroyed the second they purchased it. And then they bought Bethesda, which was already hurting. They haven't made anything proven for like 10 years. What the fuck's gonna happen with that one? I'm not understanding this win. I don't know. I may have to make a second video on this one later on, but this is what I got so far.